Hello everyone, welcome back. Happy New Year's. I hope everyone is doing great and staying safe out there. For today's video, I wanted to share with you guys some habits that I'm trying to keep this year or trying to pick up, and others that we've been doing, and I wanted to share with you guys to see if, might help someone out there. And I hope that this video in general helps someone or you find it useful. We live in an apartment. Hopefully we move possibly to a house. Some of the things that come with living in an apartment, it's like when you're trying to be zero waste. At least for me, it has been that I want to be able to compost, and because again we live in an apartment, that is not always as easy. There are several ways that you can do it, but for us it doesn't work, like keeping a small bin or a compost bin in the kitchen. What we have been doing that has worked for us is when we do have scraps left or whatever left, we freeze it. We take it to a shop that's like really close to us, which is kind of like a restaurant and a market, and they do, they separate everything there and they take compost. Look around your area, maybe you find a shop that does that for you. Another thing that I found is this app, which is called Share Waste, which is really cool because there's so many people that are willing to take your compost, that are willing to take your scraps, and you just read off what they say that they want or that they need, and if you have that, you take it to them and they're like gladly, So you go on the app and you put like your information and you put like the area that you're in, and once you put that, several locations are gonna show up. So then you just contact this person, you message them on the app like, I have this and so on, and you guys get in touch. And yeah, so that's one way that you can prevent from your food items and stuff like that to go to waste. Another thing that we do is we use them up. Like, you can use them up to make a vegetable stock. What we do, because we have the pups, I freeze it and give it to one of the pups or give it to all of them. Another thing that I saw a video on it, is that you season the potato skin and you just put it in the air fryer and they come out super crunchy, so it's like a really tasty snack. And that's another thing, you use your potato, you use your skin, and like you're good to go. So it's just different ways to avoid scraps going to landfill. Another thing that we really have to work on, because sometimes we get carried away with it. During the moment it just makes sense, it's like you don't want to cook, so you just get carried out and stuff. But my gosh, it comes in so many plastic containers, and it's so frustrating after, because you start to run out of space. Like I mentioned, we live in an apartment, so we don't have that much space. So the kitchen, the cabinets are not big enough for all of these containers, and they just accumulate so quickly. So that's something that we are definitely going to work on this year. Recently we cleaned out our kitchen and took out so many containers. I was so annoyed that day that I was like, screw it, I'm throwing everything away. But obviously, I come down a few hours later and now they're still sitting in my car, because I don't want that to go to landfill, and I don't know what to do with it, and it's just so frustrating that we even order that much, takeout. And it's not cheap either. So that's something that we're definitely going to be reducing this year. I'm not saying that we're going to cut it out completely, because that's not, it doesn't make sense for us, because I know sometimes, it's the most convenient thing to do at that moment, and it's the thing that makes the most sense at that moment. But definitely will be cutting it down for sure. Another thing is that when we do order takeout or carry out or whatever, which was asking them to put it in like paper containers instead of the plastic containers, or something that we're gonna try, to keep in mind when ordering stuff. Something else that you can also do is take your own containers. Like if you go to a small cafe, you can take your reusable cup, or if you go to like a food stand, you can tell them like, hey, you can ask them, you don't lose anything by asking. Ask them if they can put it in your own container. And even in restaurants, if I'm not mistaken, you can ask them if they can store like your takeaway and stuff, you can take your own containers and just put it there, and just, you know, you avoid asking them for their containers to bring food home. Another thing that I'm definitely I have to work on it this year is repairing things that I have, because a majority of my clothes are from the thrift shop, and the issue is that because of the pandemic and everything, you can't try things on, right? So I haven't been able to try a lot of things in my thrift shop, so I just brought them home, and sometimes they don't fit right, and I don't give them away because I really like the piece, and I know that I just have to like probably bunch up a bit, or like, you know, take it in from somewhere, and it'll fit me perfectly. But now it's just the motivation for me to do it. I have a few items that I have to fix, and I haven't done that yet. So definitely this year, that's something that I have to do, which includes some jeans, some skirts, one of these little things, I forgot what these are called, like, I don't know what they're called, but it fits a little bit too large on me, so I'm just gonna, you know, grab it from the sides, and it'll look real cute. I just have to do it. If I do have to buy something, or if you do have to buy something, try to check out thrift shops first. Like, we have all these apps now, like OfferUp or Facebook Market. I love Facebook Market. There's so many things there that you can find. You can literally find just about anything. Once again, because of the situation we are living in right now, you know, not a lot of people want to go out. So you can use apps like I mentioned, like OfferUp, or again Facebook Market. Or if you like shopping for clothes, you know, there's a ThredUp where you can find, you know, like unique items or cool items, and it's all secondhand, so that's an option. Do whatever works for you, but I would suggest, you know, like looking into secondhand items first before buying something brand new. And when it comes to buying, something that I have done is putting things in my cart before buying certain things. Like, you know how sometimes you just have like an urge, like, what's it called, like retail therapy? And that's something that I am working on. I've gotten a lot better. I used to just like splurge my money on whatever, just like go shopping for a day on things that I didn't really need, but I just wanted to be out in the mall. I don't do that anymore. If I do see things online that I'm like, ooh, this is pretty cool and stuff, I just put it in my cart, right? I just leave it there, and a lot of the times, honestly, I forget about that item. And it was just in the moment that it was like, ooh, like this is pretty cool, like let me get this. But I don't need it. And if there's something that I do think that I need, I put it in my cart, and I like compare prices here and there and stuff. I see if I can find it for cheaper, like secondhand, or if I can find it, you know, like in different apps, or that I could just pick up, you know, like from somebody instead of buying it like brand new. And if I keep thinking about it, like, you know, as the days go on, then I go back to it and I decide there if I truly need it. And a lot of the times I do, and I will end up using it more than once. And it doesn't become like an impulse buy, you know, there was like thought behind that. Hopefully that works for you too, or something that you can try to avoid as much impulse buying this year. There's nothing more sustainable or eco-friendly than using what you already have. It's like I showed you guys a video of the things that we have. Sustainability and like an eco-friendly house doesn't have to look Instagram pretty. Like it doesn't have to be, and it's not as easy without splurging so much money and without it becoming wasteful, if we try to fit this aesthetic that we have, you know, in mind from social media that we have seen online and stuff. And I get it, because when I was first starting, I was like, but mine doesn't look as cute as theirs does, like my pantry doesn't look as cute, or like whatever, my cabinets don't look as nice. And it's really not about it looking nice. It's about, you know, doing your best to reduce your waste. And sometimes that's like reusing old jars, or reusing like old plastic containers that, you know, some food came in or stuff like that. So really it's just using what you already have. And I have a video talking about everything and how my my stuff looks, and it's not the prettiest thing, but it works. So that's what I'm doing now, and I am replacing things as they break, you know, as we go, and they do break, things do break, so you do have to replace them, and then I can start you know, see things that do fit my aesthetic, or see things that, you know, I wanted to look this way, so you can start looking at thrift shop for those items, and bit by bit you're gonna get to where you want to be, you know. So yeah, that's what we are also gonna focus on this year, to use as much of what we already have. I do a lot of crafts, and I have a lot of craft supplies. So that's another thing that I want to focus on, is not buying anything else, because honestly I don't need anything else. I have a lot already, and I'm gonna use all of that before I try, you know, to purchase some other stuff. And it also just like kind of sparks up your creativity, because you're trying to figure out what to do with everything that you already have, so that just makes you more creative. And that comes down to food as well. Use all the scraps and try to make, you know, the most out of all that you have. So those are a few things that, you know, I wanted to share with you guys, and some of the things that we are definitely gonna be working on this year, and hopefully you guys find it helpful. Hopefully you guys try some new things, and if there's some things that I didn't mention in this video, put it in the comments below. I want to know what you guys are doing. I want to get inspired as well to try different new things. If you like these type of videos, don't forget to subscribe and share this video, because it helps me so much. I appreciate the support, and I'll see you guys next time.